Good afternoon, everyone. So, on behalf of the HRD committee of BCAS, it gives me great pleasure to welcome each one of you. So, today's program has been curated with one simple purpose, that is to support you during your journey of becoming a chartered accountant. So, you will hear from our exceptionally, renowned faculty members and the recent uh, All India rankers. They will share what worked for them, what didn't, how they handled pressure, and how did they found clarity in the moments of doubt. So these are the insights that you are going to get from them, and these insights definitely you do not get from the textbooks that you read. So before we begin, I want you to share one thought that I believe every student needs to internalize, that this exam is important, no doubt, but it does not define who you are. It is a test, definitely, but life will continue to you to test far and beyond these results. Even after you qualify, whether it's in your career, whether it's in your relationship, whether it's in your leadership abilities, even in your decision making journey, challenges are going to be there. But these tests are not going to stop. So what truly shapes your future is how you approach each test, with preparation, with courage, consistency, and above all with the belief that you can rise after every setback. See, marks may measure performance on a particular day, but your mindset measures your potentials for years to come. So, as you listen today, I just want to say that just don't look for tips and strategies, look for perspective from these learned speakers. I wish each one of you clarity and conviction as you move forward. Let's make this session meaningful and interactive and inspiring. Thank you and welcome you once again for the session.
Hello everyone, this is Sakshi Chhajer on behalf of BCS Student Committee. Let me start this session by introducing our first speaker, KS Ranjani ma'am. She is a fellow chartered accountant and cost accountant with over 20 years of professional experience, currently serving as an associate professor in finance and accounting at IIM Mumbai. She holds a PhD from SNDT University, Mumbai. She has worked on industry-linked research and funded projects, including digital enablement solutions for small businesses, and has co-authored an IIM Mumbai case study titled Sri Ram Temple, a fintech solution for large-scale project. I would now like to hand over the session to KS Ranjani ma'am on the topic of how to achieve success on CA exams and face failures.
Thank you, Sakshi. And a very good afternoon to one and all. And first, my gratitude to Bombay Chartered Accountant Society for inviting me for this very special session. So I would just like to start off by saying that BCAS and IIM Mumbai are also in an MOU. So not just papers in which are available in HBS. I have also worked very closely with BCAS on a very recent work on group taxation. It's a pleasure to be associated with Chartered Accountant Society, and it's a very different course that we are taking now. You all may be aware, or some of you may be aware, that Indian Institute of Management, Mumbai, was earlier called as NITI, National Institute of Industrial Engineering. And we used to take only engineers, and it was an institution known for supply chain. And I'm still probably the only chartered accountant there in the faculty. And it's a very, very engineering kind of a ethos in IIM Mumbai. And we are now, since we have become IIM Mumbai, we now embrace very, very meaningful relationships with bodies such as BCAS, CFA Institute, ACCA. So we are now working closely with many finance and accounting bodies. And we look forward to welcoming students from the CA fraternity also. In case you are looking to, qualify yourself further in management, and if you're looking to branch off into management, into other choices, so then management is a good start for you. We now have, having served the engineering fraternity for more than 60 years, now IIM Mumbai also welcome a couple of chartered accountants. So we now have at least a few chartered accountants in every batch of the MBA program as well as our executive program. So this is possibly a good platform to meet with all of you and to share my thoughts. So first off, I just took the liberty of slightly aligning the topic to today, and I just kind of removed the word failure from the title because there are several reasons why I did it. So I just took the liberty of tweaking this topic to architecting success. Is there a secret? There are reasons why I removed it. It's not because failure is a bad word. It's not because we are scared of failures, because CA is a very it's a very extracting and demanding profession, requires a lot of resilience and requires a lot of courage, which includes the courage to face failure. So it's not out of any childish, motivation to be sweet, soft, nice. That's not the reason why I removed the word failure. There's a deeper reason to it. But before that, and before I start off the session, I just want to request all of you to keep this interactive. So if you have any comments, insights, you can just put that out on the chat box and we can just have a nice chat session. I don't want this session to become very stressful for you. A lot of questions in your mind, and you're going to face a very challenging examination, possibly one of the toughest exams. So at this point, I thought that let us have a little bit of a different attitude towards what we define as success or failure. So I'm not going to altogether avoid failure, though I removed it from the title. We will discuss about failure also. But let me just take you through a few thoughts I thought will be useful for you in terms of somebody who is going to be an exam warrior. So let me just maybe quick show of hands or a poll. I don't know if I will be able to see that, or I should be able to at least see the chats on my chat box. So you can just put out there for how many of you this is like a do or die. That means I just have to clear no matter what. I need to crack this attempt. How many? So I don't know if I'll be getting the, but let me just see. You can put an emoji or a thumbs up or something. So let me see if I can see it on my chat box. That this is, you consider this as do or die. The most important event in your life at this point in time. How many of you? So I can just see on the chat. Yes, there is Pranav. I'm sure others can just put a thumbs up. This is the event. I mean, there is nothing at this point which is more important to you than this. So how many of you like that? Yeah, so I can see that the fact that you logged into this webinar itself shows all of us how critical this is and how essential you think this is for your success. So I'm very happy to know that. So the first, I think, the first step to success has already been taken. And that is commitment. So I think the fact that you consider this as the most important event means that you're fully committed to this, and the first step to success has already been taken. But is success something that can be architected, or is there a secret sauce? It's a one-time thing, success or failure. Is there a roadmap to success? How many of you believe that there is a roadmap to success? That success can be planned, success can be, a very, very well thought out, strategic, step-by-step process. Or how many of you think success or failure is an event in your life? So I'm just asking whether it's a journey or an outcome. How do you see success? Do you see it as a journey or do you see it as an outcome? Okay, again, Pranav is first. He says journey. Anmol says journey. Both are acceptable answers, by the way. So there is no right answer to this. It is quite okay if you see it as an outcome also. So Anjali says, okay, outcome of a journey. Soumya says outcome of a journey. So many of you see this as a journey, which is quite encouraging because journey again is not something that just abruptly stops. And this is another reason why I have avoided the word failure on my topic. So let me just dive into this a little bit. Let me take you through this. I just have put together a few slides. I use basically AI. I put some prompts there because I can't invent a recipe to success. And then I looked for some research that's being done. And I put together everything. So this is really not the one-stop shop. Okay. Like Zubinji, I also took the exams very long back. So let me just share this that I finished my CWA first, that is the cost accounting exam. And so I was fairly prepared for how difficult CA was. So I prepared for the exam and I thought when I was preparing for my CA final, I was giving it my all. I mean, no distractions, no social activities, no friends, nobody, nothing. And of course, we didn't have the mobile phone then. So I thought this is an outcome, this is the ultimate. Clearing CA in the first attempt at that time for me was where you all are today, like a do or die. And I thought to myself that after this, I will never touch books again. Bahut ho gaya. Like it's just too much enough. See, always life has other plans. So not only did I go on to then do my MPhil and then do a PhD, but I also in the profession I am in, it's almost everyday exam. Every day we keep reading new things and we have to read and write a lot. That's what the profession itself demands. So somewhere up there, God must have been laughing when what I actually did was I took all my material, I put it in a gunny bag and I gave it off to a friend and I told her whether I pass or fail, I won't be asking you these books back. So keep them, they are yours from today and no more books for me. So at that moment when I was possibly giving those books to her, somewhere if there is a God, he must have been looking at me and smiling. Again, why I say this is because what seems to us today like the only path is possibly again only a journey that is leading us really to some very, very surprising destination. So life is full of unknowns. No CAs I have met so far have ever taken similar career paths. I have met CA musicians. I have met CAs who do this art form called Harikatha. So it is something that is connected to music and devotional storytelling. So I've seen CAs like those performing artists. Shekhar Kapoor is a CA, many of you may know, the one who directed Masoom and more recently Queen and all of that. So CAs are there like across the spectrum and doing unimaginable things. While a lot of CAs are CFOs, some of the CAs are CEOs, some of them have their firms, some of them have branched out into law, some more have branched out into tax practice. A lot of CAs are there in academics. So it's one choice of profession that doesn't have a definite outcome. The reason why I'm again saying this is because this prepares you for multiple things. Also a reason why it would be nice for us to look at this as a journey and nice for us to avoid in our head the word failure, because every effort leads us to something unexpected, a new path, where you can, of course, experiment, try, grow, learn, unlearn, maybe sometimes just not grow, but shrink, and then shrink for some time, reflect. I'm going to talk about what is this cognitive abilities. So shrink, reflect, then come back. Many times you go into a shell, toughen up, and then re-emerge. So there is no one single path in this journey, and therefore success is bound to come. It's just the timing of success that we cannot decide. Okay, that is a series of decisions that life takes us through. But success will come no matter what. Why am I so certain? I'm so certain because I am going to talk to you about how to make this journey towards success a consistent one and not start or stop with an exam preparation or passing an examination. So we'll see whether there is a secret at all. But to just set a context, we all know that today China is making waves in multiple, in a lot of fields, including science, technology. Of course, their economy is one of the largest in the world. Urban planning, infrastructure, some of the transportation solutions. So they have, over a period of 40-50 years, perfected this through a combination of discipline, and not to mention academic rankings, and they dominate. We know that in the US, Chinese dominate in academic rankings, not because of superhuman intelligence, but because of something else that you don't have to be born with. Okay, so some practices would transform ordinary study sessions into powerful achievement engines. When we talk of a journey, then it comes with a lifestyle. Okay, that means we have to look at fixing our habits instead of just looking for tips. Like Zubin Bhai, just when he opened, he said, let's not just look at for tips. Tips are very, very essential, and I'm sure the rank holders are going to share a lot of secrets with you. But this is a journey. This is a journey with definitive outcomes, but it doesn't stop with you becoming a chartered accountant. The journey continues. And therefore, it is essential for us to look at this as a lifestyle and not just as something that you do today and forget tomorrow. Okay, so let's look at the secrets. Structured goal setting. So when I decide that I'm just going to go and build 20 stories, I can't just go and build those 20 stories in one go. Obviously, I need to break down. So in project management, we call it as work breakdown structure. So you have to create micro targets. Micro targets are very useful in more than one way. Why is it useful? It's useful because when you have micro targets, then the gratification comes quickly. That means you decide that today this is what I want to achieve. Okay, and for that you divide it into tasks and you tick. Then you get a sense of satisfaction that, okay, this is what I set out to do today and this is what I have been able to complete. So therefore, plan your journey very, very carefully. Create a master timetable, break down the timetable into small achievable goals, and that is your first step in success, in architecting your own success, which is to structure your goal setting process. I'm sure a lot of people, and I'm sure you came, in fact, expecting this in this session, the importance of time management. And for that one reason, I won't belabor on this for too long, because there are a lot of other speakers who will talk to you. When they speak about tips, they will speak to you about how important time management is. But the one thing that many of the Asian cultures insist on is treating everything as sacred. So there is a fundamental difference between the Asian cultures and the some of the European cultures and a large part of the American culture. The American culture is built on irreverence, not really taking anything, not giving sanctity to too many things, but the Asian cultures tend to give a lot of sanctity because we worship stones, we worship trees, we worship water, we worship all the elements of nature. We consider all of these as sacred. One thing for an aspiring CA is time. Time is the most sacred resource as far as you're concerned at this point in your life. Every minute that you spend, I won't say enjoying, in enjoyment, because you should enjoy. In life, you cannot just be serious always, you should enjoy. But in fact, there is a student of mine who she's doing her PhD now and she's also giving her final CA. I told her this, that for you, enjoyment means being able to do what you want to do, being able to follow your heart, being able to make choices and have the resources to achieve those. So you all made a choice to embark on this journey. Unlike maybe 10 years back, 15 years back, today, the mentorship environment is much stronger. The resources available to you are far greater. You have a lot of people to go to discuss. Okay. And BCAS, obviously, if you see, has actually created this program for you so that you would be able to access this mentorship. Now, to be able to make a choice that I want to give my CA exams and to have all these resources at your disposal is how enjoyment looks like. See, enjoyment is not always going out for a movie or, just maybe hanging around with friends. We must do that. But for us as professionals, even cracking a difficult taxation problem or cracking a very, very difficult counting problem is enjoyment. You have elevated your choices to that level that many of your choices have now become elite, and therefore your definition of enjoyment has to be also suitably changed. So do not go behind trivial pursuits that you will regret later on. So don't ask, should I not enjoy life like others? You obviously did not want to be like others. You made different choices. And therefore, you will define enjoyment or, all of these will have different definitions for you. Again, about reduce mobile phone dependence, it's so cliched. I didn't even want to put it out here, but well, you know what it is. It's a very, very tempting thing. It can just pull you inside. You can get lost for hours. You will have to have a upper limit for this phone time, maybe limited to only 1 hour a day, 15 minutes at different points in time, set an alarm and go off your devices. Why this is very important is something you will see in the coming slides, but you understand that it creates a lot of distractions. I don't have to tell you this. So prioritize your tasks. That's part of time management. So in your time management, maybe you can keep 10 minutes for browsing your phone, 15 minutes for browsing your phone. So that comes as part of your goal setting, that in your goals, you have 15 minutes of break time. Then do some trivial pursuits and maybe scroll your screens and whatever, but then you'll have to come back to your priorities. So there is a very interesting experiment called as marshmallow experiment. How many of you have heard of this? Has anybody heard of this? What is this marshmallow experiment? Anybody? You can just put a yes or a no on the chat box. If you say yes, I'll be happy because, okay, you already know. Even for the ones who say no, yes, okay. So there is a mixed response there. So I'll just quickly tell you what it is. The marshmallow experiment consisted of taking a group of kids in a room and they were handed out marshmallows. Means they were given some marshmallows. It's a sweet. So the child was told that you can either eat one now, or you can wait for some time, but you can have two, which is a reward for the patients. So the study found that the children who waited a little longer to be able to enjoy their treat, they later on became people with leadership skills, enjoyed greater degree of success. Now again, I of course cite this marshmallow experiment only to talk about what is delayed gratification, because I think that if I were a child in that experiment, I would have just taken that one and eaten it. And I don't believe that may have really, impaired my leadership skills in any way. The reason is it's good to enjoy at this moment and not postpone. But there's always a but. Delayed gratification many times means being able to stay to your focus. That means if I define my reward as the marshmallow itself, I will eat it right away. But if I define my reward as something else, then I'll focus on that reward. So I could have defined my reward as 2 marshmallows, which means I'll have to wait. So that's where this delayed gratification comes into play, that there's always a time for you to catch up on that movie. Now you don't have to always wait for theater release. There is an OTT. You have a lot of avenues for your enjoyment. There is always a time to travel. There is always a time to socialize, meet with friends, do a lot of stuff. You don't have to delay the gratification. You have to understand that enjoyment in life also means doing what you're meant to do now. If you don't do what you're meant to do now, you can then obviously regret. In leisure, there is no time at all, but you can always say that had I studied little bit more of taxation, I may have cleared this group. Had I done this, had I done that, had I paid attention to the case studies, had I focused on in the open book, had I done a little bit of familiarization before I went to the exam. There are so many things that you can regret in leisure, which is not our goal. Our goal is to clear. And therefore, that requires us to prioritize certain things, and therefore maybe you don't have to even delay your gratification, but you have to reorient your mind that this is my gratification. Being able to study today for 20 minutes, 25 minutes on this topic and mastering it is my reward. So that is a delayed gratification. I think, how am I doing on time? Another 10 minutes?
No, ma'am, you have 20 minutes.
Okay, so I'm doing okay on time, I suppose. So this is especially ironical when I talk to you about time management. So I should not be required that, somebody says you overstepped your time. So I would like to be little aware about that. So essentially, this marshmallow experiment is something that is very widely cited on this delayed gratification. That if you're able to exercise some self-control now, everything else, your rewards and your enjoyment is always available to you. But at this point, define your enjoyment as being able to achieve your micro targets. If you remember what micro targets are. So ticking on that micro targets has to be your gratification, and that has to be your instant gratification. The later gratification of this ultimate reward of putting a CA besides your name or before your name, being known all your life that, oh, you're a chartered accountant, that always is followed with a very unspoken sense of admiration, because it clearly sets you apart as somebody who's been able to strategize, focus, be disciplined, work immensely hard, and get where you want to reach. So this is something that the rewards for you is for a lifetime, and the sacrifice is just for these few months. Okay, so learn to delay the gratification, build some self-control. The third point is something I would like you to focus on. Train to convert frustrating situations into psychologically less aversive ones. How do you do that? So let's say that on a given day, I'm completely down and I just don't think I can do anything today. So identify something that is light, easy, something that you like. Let's say you like indirect taxation. You like it because there is so much new happening there. It's evolving very differently, and it's one of the fastest and most positively evolving areas. And there is a lot of excitement around rationalizing your taxes, and there are so many consulting avenues available for you in GST. So let's say it excites you. So then sit, and even if it's not in your timetable, just make a slight shift. Don't get into direct taxation on a day when you're very frustrated and you don't want to be with it. Rather, I would study today, maybe auditing, or I would be with a different subject today, or I'll just do some general reading up today. So try and substitute very heavy activities with slightly lighter ones, but not derail from your goal. Don't try to force yourself to do something that you're not liking at all. Take a break. Okay. So learn to build these small treats, small rewards for yourself when you achieve some small things, and then take those treats. All of this will make that journey a little bit less frustrating. So consistency over intensity. 48-hour marathon session before the exams versus 8 hours in a day over 6 months, over 7 months. So that some days, if you don't give 8 hours, it's still okay. You give 6 hours, you did 5 hours, you can then compensate it the next day or over the next 4 days by, half an hour of extended sessions. Remember that consistency is what is required of you as a professional all through your life. You don't just vanish, you don't promise people and then just vanish off the radar because you don't feel like it. You deliver consistently. And therefore, this exam preparation prepares you for that consistency. So intensity is good, great. It is not a substitute for consistency. So learn to be consistent, learn to pull yourself up if you are not being consistent. Set alarms, create a supportive system where people will give you a slight nudge on days when you're not being too productive. Okay. So do these things, but remember that sitting 2 weeks and just foregoing all your sleep is just going to be counterproductive. Always prioritize in consistency over intensity. Consistent efforts generally result in success because this is part of building your success. So active learning strategies, don't just read, interrogate textbooks. Again, as a professional and as somebody who will be in a consulting domain, because people are going to ask you questions all the time, and you need to not just know, you need to have internalized a lot of things, not just know. You need to be experts because you are going to be called as experts all through your profession, and therefore reading is not just enough. You'll have to interrogate, and you have to have active study strategies. Ask yourself, self-explain, not just say that, okay, I finished by reading. Okay, just by reading, you will never master anything. You will have to interrogate. So these are kind of things I just put together by looking at lot of stuff from here and there, and from my own, some of them from my own experiences also. I'll just take you through a small case study for the power of consistency. You may have heard of this person, Jadav Pai. So in 1979, there was a great Assam, of course, is because of its location and because of the Brahmaputra. The floods are something that is a repetitive thing in Assam. And he saw that a lot of lifeless reptiles just washed ashore, and, he realized that they didn't have a shelter. So what he decided was that he will plant single shoots. And today, the Molai forest is a living legacy. So lot of the once barren land that was ravaged by the flood and literally had corpses in them. So he's created this. This, of course, is representative. It's not the real Molai forest, but a lot of you can just go and see the video on YouTube. Okay, so this is just about consistent daily efforts. And what I'll do now is I'm just going to quickly give you an overview of the core lessons that this is a journey in patience, persistence, and unwavering belief. You have to believe in yourself, stay the course, and your potential allies or the potent allies in this journey is to be persistent, consistent, committed. Okay, so to just give you a recap, you do the goals, take a large goal, but break them into small pieces. Reward yourselves frequently for achieving these small goals. Manage your time well. Learn to delay your gratification and consistency over intensity. And have active learning techniques, which includes a lot of cognitive learning, which is reflection, which is just stepping aside for a minute, stepping back, think, internalize. So these are techniques that will be more useful than just learning, cramming, etc. Okay. And this is where I will stop my presentation, but I'll just finish with a small story, and I'll just give maybe if we have time for some questions, we can take those questions, but I'll just finish with a small story. And this is why I'm going to tell you why I avoided the word failure. So I'm just going to finish with a small story. So there was this beautiful diamond, okay, that the king had. But the diamond had a crack in the middle. Now somebody advised him that if you make a clean cut, this could become 2 diamonds, which are more valuable than even this single diamond stone. But you need to find somebody who can make that clean cut. Even a small mistake means that the diamond will just, a wrong cut means that it will crack into worthless pieces. So this is the idea they've given to fix that problem. So this king takes the diamond, passes around. There are a lot of consultants. They know the solutions, but they are not capable of implementing them. So he goes around, and everybody who knows the value of the diamond is just too scared to touch it. They say, no, we are not going to break this or cut this. So then finally he took it to a very, very famous jeweler. He took the diamond. He understood what is the problem. He called an apprentice. He said, here, take this, make a clean cut. The apprentice took the diamond, just cut it clean in one shot. Then the king was, of course, very impressed with the results, and he asked him, is he your master craftsman? Is he the most experienced, most talented? So the jeweler said, no. He's just come here yesterday. So how did you give this in his hand? So he said, he doesn't know the value of the diamond. He doesn't know what are the consequences of a botched up job. Nothing. He was just given a task. Since he knew nothing about he didn't have any baggage about this, or did not pause to think about the consequences of failure. His hands were not shivering or shaking. He didn't have the stress. He didn't have the fear. He just went and did the task simple. See, now what enabled this young boy to do what so many people were scared of doing? The single differentiator was that he didn't burden himself with the fear of failure. What if this doesn't happen? Now, this is why I did not discuss failure. First is failure is not an option. For somebody who has come into the journey of a CA, failure is neither the outcome nor an option, because this still makes you somebody or something. Now, having said this, beyond all this consistency, self-discipline, commitment, everything that I must have told you, the most important is to not burden yourself with what if I fail this paper, what if the paper is difficult, what if this is tough, what if I fall sick on the date of exam. All of these worries, if you try, I know that from where you're sitting, it seems like I am preaching. But when you remove that element of fear and you focus on the task in hand, it becomes immensely comfortable for you, easier to do what you would like to do. So here is where I'm going to stop sharing my PPT and entering here. So I think we have about 4-5 minutes maybe left. So if there are any questions, I'm very happy to take these questions. In the meantime, let me also tell you that we have some very interesting programs for people like you. So you may want to possibly later on in the chat box, maybe I'll put my mail ID. You can just touch base with me in case you're interested in some of the programs that IIM Mumbai is offering. So I'm sure now at this point, you don't care about anything except your exams. But later at some time, maybe you should just go look at the IIM Mumbai website and you will stumble upon some interesting programs that you can possibly come and join us. So I'm now open to any questions. Okay, so if not now, at some point you have any questions, again, I have shared my mail ID with you. So you can please feel free to write to me or be in touch with me, and also see how we can, as IIM Mumbai, engage with you. Very happy to help if you have, if you see that I can help you in any way. And I want to thank again BCAS, and I want to especially thank my friend Raj for considering me for this session today and for giving me an opportunity to meet with so many young people, share my thoughts with you on this Pariksha Pe Charcha. And most importantly, please accept my very best wishes to all of you, my prayers and goodwill to all of you. I do wish that all of you blossom into very, very successful professionals and enjoy a lot of success in your career also and in your personal lives. So thank you so much.
Hello everyone, this is Sept from BCAS Student Committee. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to CA Ranjani ma'am for her inspiring session on achieve success on CA exam and face failures. Your valuable insight, practical guidance, and encouraging words have truly motivated us to approach challenges with strength and confidence. Once more, thank you, ma'am, for your giving insight and experience in CA journey. As we move ahead with the session, let me introduce our second speaker, CA Heramb Maheshwari sir. He secured All India Rank CA final and currently works at a McKinsey as a management consultant with experience across audit, FP&A, financial reporting, and supporting acquisitions. He brings a strong blend of analytical depth and acquisition. A passionate speaker and mentor, he has been ranked among the top 3 speakers at MDP ISP mentored 100%, 100 and 1000 plus CA aspirant, and taught financially literacy to over 35,000 students. I would now like to hand over the session to CA Heramb Maheshwari sir on the topic mastering exam strategy and answer writing. Over to you, sir.
Thanks so much, Sitaj, for such a warm introduction. Thank you so much, BCS, first of all, for having me here. It feels great in front of such wonderful CA aspirants who want to pursue CA as a professional career. Let me get on to the agenda altogether at once. I'll just share my screen just 1 second. Let me know if it's visible now. So today's topic, more or less, will be covering how can you ace your CA exams. I'll give you all together those practical insights which I found out during my preparation, which I was not able to implement in my CA intermediate. So just for background, I am that kind of a rank holder who did not have a rank in his CA foundation and CA intermediate, but got a rank in CA finals. So I know those things which we as students don't do, because of which we might fail or we might not get a rank, but which if we change, we can easily get success. I would say not easily. Success, in fact, is difficult, but it might ease your pursuit towards it. So let me just go forward. Is the slide moving for you, Siddharth? I'm not sure.
Yeah. This is
Great.
perfect.
Okay. So we have three key questions for today, and we'll have a Q&A session at the end. First would be, what should be your exam strategy? Okay. And then once you're done with your exam strategy, your three aspects of the exam strategy, then you move on to the answer writing skills. And overall, how do you architect your success? Now to start with it, we'll start with the exam strategy part. Okay. Extremely sorry for the interruption. I got a call. Okay. So our first question would be, what should be your exam strategy? Now, exam strategy, I would say, let's divide it into three aspects. I would also want to help people who are just through their CE intermediate or pursuing their CE intermediate as well. What should be their outlook in the articleship period? So I'll just give a 2 to 3 minutes introduction about that as well. So when we move towards that, first thing what we have is all about lectures. Let's talk about lectures. So when do you start your lectures? After you clear your C intermediate. You cleared your C intermediate, you started your articleship. Take 2 months of time to ease into the articleship form, to get into the new corporate culture you are easing into it. And then you can start after 2 months, I would say. So 2 months would be a good time to start, because see, the thing is, if you delay your start in your lectures, the problem is that you won't be able to apply concepts in your articleship firm. So there are a lot of concepts which you learn in your CA intermediate in GST or taxation, okay, but then there are still a lot of concepts which you will learn in your CA finals. So it is advisable, very much advisable, to start a bit early. And once you start with 2 months, you have total 24 months, right? Your articleship. So out of 24 months, you give 2 months for easing into it. You are left with 22 months. Now, how to complete the lecture? See, it's very easy. It's very easy to complete lectures. I have seen a lot of people, my seniors, my juniors, and my batchmates as well, who are not able to complete lectures because of, say, obvious reasons, not studying daily, not studying regularly. But see, honestly, I completed all my lectures, all my regular lectures, I would say, alongside pursuing CA finance, CA level 1 as well. How to do that? See, very simple. You have 24 months, subtract 2 months from it. You are left with 22 months now of articleship. In all those 22 months, study just on the weekends, on Saturday and Sunday. You have 2 days, right? On each day, study for just 7 hours. So 7 hours of lectures for 2 days every week on the weekend for 22 months. You will cover approximately 7 to 22, 4 weekends a month, 1232 hours. If I'm not wrong, if my math is right, you will cover 1232 hours. So basically, you'll be able to cover entire 1200 hours of 100% regular lectures across 6 plus 4 subjects, the 6 subjects which are the core one, and the four the SPOM. So see, it's very easy. People overwhelm a lot. Like, it's huge to complete CA final regular lectures. There is a lot of thing to study. No, nothing like that. It's very easy. Only if you stay consistent. See, if you're not consistent, if you're going out on every weekend, if you're not studying on a weekdays as well, then to nahi hoga na. It won't be possible. Don't study on the weekend. Don't watch lectures on the weekend. Pursue your articleship. Do a lot of work. Meet new people. But on the weekend, 7 hours, keep it aside, study aram se. 7 hours ही है ना, उसके बाद तो you can do whatever you want, but study for 7 hours is what I want to say. Now some people might have, what if we miss the bus? We are now 6 months or 7 months into the articleship, or say 1 year into the articleship, but we are not able to complete the lectures. See, it's very simple. Numerator, denominator. Numerator, calculate the number of hours which you want to complete. Say you are left with 4 subjects. Now you calculate how many hours you have to do. Say 200 hours per subject. 400 into 200 into 4 subjects, which is 800 hours, divided by the number of time you are left with. You will get to know what is the amount of duration you need to study each and every day. So that was what I used to do, because there was a lot of time during the season I was not able to study. I used, after the season, what I used to do is, this is the number of hours left, this is the number of time, this is the amount of time left, and this is what I have to study each and every day. It's that simple. Now, during the lectures, is note making important? Yes, note making is very important. Keep making notes of whatever the sir says, whatever the faculty says, I would say, and keep highlighting whatever is difficult for you, whatever is going easy for you, right? And then let's move to the next, conceptual understanding or learning. See, focus on conceptual understanding during your lectures. Learning won't be that important because you will forget anyways over a period of time. I would say learn only after you understand it, at the end, like towards the study leave part. All right. And let's move on to the next one. Should revise along with lectures. Yeah. See, it's very easy. What I used to do, I used to study on the weekends. I used to study 10 hours on the weekend, 10 hours Saturday, 10 hours Sunday, 20 hours. In the weekdays, I used to revise whatever I had studied on the last weekend. So it was very easy for me because I used to structure it in that way. All right. And there is normally a fear of missing out, fear of forgetting everything. Like you might be thinking, like, if I'm studying now, how will I remember after 2 years when it's my exam? It's completely all right. You're not the only one who's studying now. There are a lot of people who are studying right now. You won't forget. Even if you forget, you can easily revise because you have made notes. All right. Excuse me. And how to apply knowledge? See, whatever you are studying, no, make sure that you seek work in that area. Say you are studying in a mid-sized, you are pursuing articleship in a mid-sized firm. I was doing from mid-sized firm. I used to ask my partner that I have studied this particular thing in GST or Ind AS. I would want to work in that particular field because two things. First, I have that expertise, not expertise, I would say, that basic idea. It would be helpful for you to teach me. Two, it would strengthen my expertise in this, which will help me deliver a better work and also help me in my exams. So that was all about the lectures. I'll just move on to the next thing. Now, what about the self-study part? So you get 4 to 6 months of self-study period, right? Excuse me. Yeah. So how to plan is 6 months. So it's very important. First thing, to plan your 6 months, I would say. I would show my thing, how I planned the 6 months. And I had 4.5 months of leave, total 137 days to be precise. What I did, I divided the entire 137 days into multiple revisions. So first revision, second revision, third revision, fourth revision. In first revision, group 1 ko itna time, group 2 ko itna time. In second revision, I would allot group 1 and group 2 certain amount of time, say 24 days, 22 days, 19 days, 17 days. In that 24 days, I would sub allot the chapter. Say in 24 days, I have 24 entire days of 12 hours each, 12 hours of study time. I would micromanage myself. In 24 days, each day I will do this. In one day, each hour I will do this. That is how you plan. And planning is very important, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. That is what is said generally, right? And hard work or smart work, I would say, I would say both. Hard work is important, even smart work. You might ask, what is hard work and what is smart work for me? For me, hard work is something which I did in audit. Audit is a subject which is very difficult for me. Like, and I'm sure to a lot of people, audit is something which you tend to forget very easily, right? So what I did in audit, each and every day, I made sure that bhai, to audit pad, each and every day, you study audit. No matter what day it is. Every day you open the book, you study for 2 hours, whatever you want to study, you study. See, the only way to remove fears is to face it, not just in exams, in everything in life. If I fear audit, I'll face it each and every day. And at the last of the exam day, I'll be so comfortable with that subject that I will be able to absorb it completely, and I'll be able to deliver it. That is how you do it. So what I did in audit, each and every day I studied it. So that was the hard work part of it. And about the smart work, I would say the next point, which is the are mistakes bad? So what do you think? Are mistakes bad? Okay, so I would say mistakes are bad, but in a bad sense. So basically, mistakes are good. I would say how. So mistakes are bad because you feel bad at the time of making mistakes. Yeah, this thing, how I missed this. This is something which is very easy. No, I should have done good, but it is good in a way. I'll show you. So this is my mistake notebook. So what I used to do, I used to make a notebook of all the mistakes I made. So say I study today, I practiced like 50 sums of AFM. Okay? Each and every sum I make a mistake, right? Now for each and every sum, I made a short summary that Heramb, this sum should be solved like this, but you solved like this. So this was the gap, this was the mistake you made. So now today, at the end of the day, what is the outcome? I practiced 50 sums, I practice 50 sums and I have a full-fledged compendium key of all those 50 sums. What is the mistakes I'm making? So the next time, whenever I study, I don't study the entire 50 sums because again, it will take me a lot of time. The next time I study, I'll just revise the mistakes and nothing else. I will just revise the mistakes. Trust me, for each and every subject, I've done this FR, AFM, audit, DT, IDT, and I have 5 sets of compendium across all the chapters, across all the sums. Like you can see this image, right? So this is our portfolio management. In portfolio management, each and every illustration, each and every practice sum, what was the mistake I made? See, I'm not sure if my cursor is visible to you or not, but if you can see in the left panel, in the left image, last third line, किसका mean SD पूछ रहा, check अच्छे से. So what mistake I did? I calculated mean and standard deviation of a different thing. So I told myself in that mistake notebook कि you check कि what mean or what standard deviation is he asking, check it properly and then solve. So this is how I used to guide myself कि Hiram, these are the mistakes you are making and should not make these mistakes. And this is very practical, very oriented to yours, which is very self-oriented, that it goes in line with your preparation and not with someone others or some other faculties, which is in generic for all the students as a whole. It is specifically crafted for you because you are making it, right? So this was about the mistakes part. I'm sure this was one of the key things which helped me secure a good rank, I would say. And about the self-study part, a lot of people ask me, should you leave your hobby? Should you cut off from the world? So I would say, don't leave your hobbies. Plan your day in a proper way. So my day was very clear. I used to work. See, 24 hours सबके पास उतने होते हैं. Everyone has 24 hours, right? Even the rank 1 has 24 hours, even the rank 50 has 24 hours, even a person is passing has 24 hours, even a person is failing has 24 hours. It is important how you utilize your 24 hours, which makes the major impact of your preparation, right? So out of 24 hours, I used to sleep for 6 hours. I have 18 hours 18 hours remaining. I used to study for 12 to 14 hours, all right? So I used to have like 4 to 6 hours remaining. In that 4 to 6 hours, I used to bar, I used to eat, I used to do random stuff. And at the end, I used to always be remaining with 2 to 3 hours. In those 2 to 3 hours, what I used to do, I used to do things which will upskill myself in a way, not in the terms of hard skills, but in the terms of believing in myself. Like what I used to do, I was weighing around 100 kgs before my study leave started. So one of my goals was I need to reduce weight. I need to bring discipline into my life in terms of eating habits, in terms of working out. So that I followed through the entire 6 months. I used to work out daily for half an hour. I used to eat good food. I used to maintain a proper, healthy, balanced diet and curate it to my workout plan as well. And I used to cook food in the afternoon. My mom used to go to school in the morning, and in the afternoon, I used to cook food curated to my diet. So these are some stuff which you do just to take off from that studying grid. Like you don't study 24 hours a day, don't study 14 hours a day, don't study 16 hours a day. Study just 12 to 13 hours should be fine. कभी कभी 14 चलता है, but more or less study 12 hours a day. Study enough, study efficiently, study effectively. Don't study a lot. In the balanced time, try to fill in your hobbies, try to fill in things which keep you happy. Because see, at the end of the day, if you are happy, तभी तो अच्छा होगा ना. If you are not happy, no, you won't be feeling good. Do whatever makes you happy. Be it workout, be it talking to someone, be it roaming around with the friends, be it whatever. But do something which makes you happy is what I say. And should you cut off from the world? Yes, you should cut off from the world in that sense. See, keep yourself updated with the news. Keep yourself in close vicinity of your friends, but don't take in a lot of data. Like, say I have 10 friends. I would not be in touch with all the 10 friends. I would be in touch with only 2 of the friends. Rest 8 friends, okay, you are friend, but let's talk later. The problem is you speak to 8 friends have 8 lives, and each of them will feed some data in you. So imagine your head as a storage device. Like say it has 1 TB of data. Now that X friend is storing some data in your head. That data is occupying some space in your head, right? So whatever you're studying won't have a lot of available space in your head. So it will be very difficult for you to remove that part of data and get this part of data in. So that is something which is not written anywhere, but that is something which my analogy is, and because of which I used to keep away from people. Ki bhai, go away and not give me something which is not productive for me in this time. After 6 months, I'll meet whatever you want. You tell me, पूरा दिन मैं तेरे साथ ही बैठता हूँ. So that was my analogy for this. And then how to keep calm. Okay, so this is one more thing which I get asked a lot. Ki Hiram, how did you keep calm? So see, it's very difficult. I know. I have been through that phase to be. I have been through that phase of 6 months or the preparation journey in the articleship that you get overwhelmed also a lot. That there is a lot of things. You have 6 subjects. Each subject is a mountain. DT, it has 50 to 60 chapters, a lot of provisions. There is IDD, there is FR, there is AFM. Now what to do? There's just one simple solution I found out after 2.5 years of my articleship when my study life started is meditation. Meditate for just 15 minutes a day. Meditation is nothing. Just focus on your breath or focus on a mantra, chant a mantra. It is very easy to know. It is very easy to start. Like it's not a rocket science. It's just like sitting and focusing on something and just doing nothing. But it is very difficult to control your thoughts. Like when I sat meditating the first time, I used to think in AFM, in portfolio management, why is this standard deviation not right for me? I used to be like, no, this is something which I should not think now. This is something which I should think later. And now let's just focus on the breath. So that helped me consolidate all my thoughts a lot. So whenever I used to study, right, my entire focus was just to be on studying, not like what my mother will cook the next day and what will I want to eat, and not on what workout split I need to follow this week and what on the next week. My focus was entirely on studying and not on anything else. So I think that helped me become a lot calmer, I would say. And I would say I would express, nahin yaar, not that thing. I would like to narrate this thing also. In my FR exam, last 30 minutes were left, and out of the last 30 minutes, I had to do this complete business combination sum, which is the huge 14 marks sum. Now started with it, but I was just praying God, keep please God, balance sheet match kara dena, because if this balance sheet does not match, this is my first exam, and I want it to go well. I want to secure at least 90% because I want AR1. Last 3 minutes, I'm not kidding, that balance sheet did not match. And I was shocked as hell. Ki bhai, kya ho gaya? Why did this balance sheet not match? For me, the hit was so bad that I was thinking, this balance sheet did not match. I will score less in FR exam. I will score less overall. A lot of things might happen. I will not get AR1. What will happen? My goal is not achieving. I'm not kidding. In 15 seconds, all of these things were going in my head. And then the 16th second, I was like, no, Hiram, just focus on one thing. You have 2 minutes, you have 3 minutes. Okay, no problem. Put in your maximum effort, be calm, everything will happen good. My dad used to give this ashirwad to me every daily कि स्वस्थ रहो, मस्त रहो, and keep calm. मतलब सोचो अच्छे से. Don't take a lot of tension. That thing hit my mind. My dad came into my head, and I was like, okay, Hiram, you are meditating daily. Keep calm. You have that thing in yourself. In just 15 minutes, 15 seconds of self-talk, there were 2.5 minutes left. And then I'm not kidding. I started checking the mistakes. And in just 30 seconds, I found out what is the mistake and my balance sheet tallied. And you go and check my certified copies. I got 12 marks in that sum out of 14. And I was like, because of that thing which I was implementing since 6 months, the meditation stuff, that helped me to stay calm today, and that helped me crack this sum. If not, I would have scored at least 6 or 7 marks and not 12 marks. So that is very important. Keep meditating, start meditating. Okay. And in self-study, a lot of questions. Also, a lot of people also ask me, is mock test series important? Should we give 100% mock test? Yes. See, it's very simple. My analogy is very simple. In your 10th, 12th, since your first class, I would say, since your first, second, third, fourth, till 10th, 12th, in your school, what did you used to do? You used to give unit test 1, unit test 2, unit test 3, quarterly exam, half-yearly exam, annual exam. You used to give 10% exam, 20% exam, 50% exam, half-yearly exam, then 100% exam, pre-finals, right? In CA, you are just studying, and one random day, the ICAI says that you need to give your exam, and you go and give your exam. And you don't have any preparation only, because our mindset is built in a way that we need short exams first to prepare ourselves, and then we should give that bigger exam, right? That is how the mindset is built, correct? So this imbibe in your preparation, give small mock tests. What I did, I gave 25% small mock tests, 1, 2, 3, 4 small mock tests. And on the fifth day, I used to give 100% big mock test. So I curated my preparation in the way of my 10th class. Unit test 1, unit test 2, unit test 3, unit test 4, pre-final and then final. It was that simple. Okay, now let me move on to the exam day strategy. See, it's very simple. How to plan your 1.5 day? Micromanage yourself. See, this was my plan for audit and DT, I would say. Each and every hour, what I'm studying, what topics I'm studying should be very clear, because on that day, if I'm opening my book, I should not think, abhi iske baad mein kya padhu? I should have something clear in my Excel or on my PDF ki Heram, study this is very important for you and follow this schedule. Isse tera pura ka pura cover ho jayega, theek hai? So this is very important. And also, whenever you're micromanaging yourself, also give you some kind of boost. Like I used to write in my final showdown, like in my study planner, that post exams you'll go to Pondicherry and you'll chill over there with your friends. So that was my motivation to study more and more. Okay. And then trust the plan. See how to trust the plan before your exams start. Try to block a 12-day time, and in those 12 days, try to implement this 1.5 day strategy. Like you have made a 1.5 day plan, right? Before implementing the same in the exam, implement the same before the exams in a mock test thing, and you will know what mistakes you are doing and what mistakes you should not do, and that should be good. Should you amend the schedule midway? You can, if you think that would result in a better output, but do not amend a lot because you have already tested the plan before the exams, right? And do not study any new concepts on the last day, because studying any new concepts on the last day means you are creating a lot of new space for new data, which is not right. Okay. And never skip sleep during your exams. Sleep for at least 6 hours. Me personally, during the exams, I used to sleep for 8 hours, because I used to think, if something I have not studied before, I cannot study today. And whatever I studied before, even if I not studied today, I will ace in the exam. So that was my analogy for this. And skip meals of study, never. Always follow balanced diet. Do not eat outside food during your preparation, during exams, because that will impact your health a lot. And once your health is impacted, that will impact your preparation. Once it impacts your preparation, that will impact your exams. Once it impacts your exams, again you'll have to write the exam. Okay? So don't skip meals. Don't eat outside food, and study till last minute before exam. No, I would say study at least, like get away from books at least 1 hour before the exam. Me personally, I would get away from the books for at least 3 to 4 hours before the exam, because I used to say myself, Hiram, it's okay, it's very chill. Everyone might be studying, but you are confident enough. You are someone who has studied a lot, and no matter whatever you have studied before, if you study anything in next 1 to 2 hours, it doesn't change your exam result. But then it doesn't change for your exam. I'm sorry. But then it doesn't change your exam results. Okay. I'm just sorry. I just got some text and that got me off the hook. So don't study till last minute of the exam, I would say. And how to believe in yourself. Just keep affirming yourself that everything is going good. And see, affirmations are very important. I'll speak about this towards the end. Let's talk about the last thing. Should you rant about the last exam? So what happened to me was, in the DT exam, I did not perform well, is what I thought. Eventually I got 83, 84 something, but on that exam day I thought, okay, I did not perform well. Okay, because that is something which you cannot predict. Everyone has a different answer, right? So I came home and then I was ranting about the exam to my mom. Ki this exam did not go well. I did a lot of mistakes probably, and I don't know what to do. And because of that thing, the entire day of my exam, on DT exam, I was not able to study. And I missed on my IIT schedule, which I had already made before. So that impacted on my IIT marks. So if you see my mark sheet, I got 80 plus in all subjects, 100 in AFM and 90 plus in, I think, one. But in IIT, I got the least, which is 76 marks, because I broke my schedule. So the marks is not the thing which I'm trying to express. The expression is, forget about whatever has happened, focus on the next exam, all right? Okay, that was all about what should be your exam day strategy. And see, this is also very important, and I would want your attention towards this. What are the important answer writing skills? Okay, I would show my certified copies only for this, for each and every pointer. So let's go with all the important answer writing skills. First, bubble sharply. I have seen some of my friends who did not get allotted marks in MCQ only because their bubbles were not right enough. Because see, bubbles is not something which a human will evaluate, right? That is something which a machine will evaluate. That is something which a computer will evaluate. So uske liye na kaam easy karo. Make it exact. Bubble it roundly. Bubble it exact on the circle, and not which goes outside the circle or which is inside the circle. Like, keep this is very basic. not spending a lot of time on this. And then in every answer, give background. See, this is very important. You see, in this question of property, plant and equipment, I gave very basic background. As per India's 16 property, plant and equipment, provision has to be recognized for dismantling and restoration of at the inception of the at the present value of cost. Okay. So this is something which I would calculate. Okay. So if you see, the person has the evaluator has allotted marks to the number only, 0.5 marks. But giving background is very important because that sets a good theme, a good perception in the eyes of the evaluator. So every time give a bit of background. Okay. And then write very clear and crisp answer. See, this is a snippet from my audit paper. Very clear. If they have asked me something, I'll not go around and around and around and give the answer. Instead, I'll just write some arrow points, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, tuck, 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 5 points. The evaluator, it's very easy for him. Tick, 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 3, 1, 1, 5 marks. Khatam. It's very easy. It's very easy for him to evaluate. It is very easy for you to collect your thoughts and write whatever is important. So presenting in this way is very important. And then highlight final answer. So this is a snippet from my AFM paper. See how the evaluator evaluates your paper. I did the entire sum. I wrote a big formula. I wrote how I'm calculating everything. And at the last, I wrote 2 percentages, 8.5916%, 7.8077%. That is my answer. I blocked it. I highlighted it. Dekho, evaluator na just ticked at those boxes only. 3 marks, 3 marks, 6, done. They won't even see the main answer. They'll just see the final answer and move on. After 1 or 2 sums, no, that examiner will have a perception in his head that this guy is good. Like he is showing all the presentation, background, main stuff, and final answer is highlighting. I might not want to go in entire thing. I will just see the final answer and move ahead. So that is a good point for you, right? Like it is beneficial for you. I will move on to the next. Then highlight keywords. See, in practical papers, highlighting the final answer is important, but in theory papers, highlighting keywords is important. So this is a snippet from my IDT paper. So in this question, the question was just to tell the precautions to be issued while issuing someone to anyone, right? So there are 4 precautions, 1, 2, 3, 4. In 4 precautions, in every sentence, okay, there is some keyword which the evaluator is finding. Okay? Whenever you complete the answer, whenever I was checking back if I wrote right or wrong, I used to always make a dabba around it. I used to always make a box around it. And see, again here also, whatever the 4 boxes were important: attendance, minimum number of appearances, matter of strategy, time and place. Tick, 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 4 marks. It's that easy for him. It is very easy for you. It is very easy for him. If you are, see, a lot of people say in CE exams, you need to write lengthy papers, you need to write a lot, you need to write everything what you know. No. You need to write everything what you know, but in a good way, in a structured way. Like this is the main thing. These are the 4 points. In those 4 points, this is the main keyword. You give me marks, and the examiner will give you marks. See, it's that simple. And then when you move forward, at some points of the exam, you might need to make tables also. Okay. So this was something from the audit paper again. So we had to create provision. So for all these type of assets, this is the minimum provision required. This is a balance outstanding. This is the provision we made. Basic simple Excel sheet which I would make in my article sheet form. I made here. See, you can see there is no lines, there is no nothing, there is no formatting. It's just very simple table. All tick, 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 2, 4 marks. Done. Simple. Then write in bullets. See, in this paper, no, in this snippet, you can see there is a lot of data. Okay. When there is a lot of data, always make sure that you write in bullets because the bullets are very clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you get marks allotted in that way only. And this thing which a lot of questions asked me, a lot of people asked me this question, and I used to ask this question to a lot of my seniors. The key concept is important or handwriting is important. So from my experience, you can see here, handwriting is very bad. I don't want to take another words, but handwriting is very bad. But concept is important. I showed the entire flow. This is the tax on my income. This is the average tax rate. This is the average tax rate in that country. And this is my tax liability. This is the relief. This is the tax payable. Okay. And these are my final answers. So see, it was very easy for the evaluator to see this is the tax, this is the tax, this is the final tax liability, tick, 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 3.5, 3.5. And in this question, I got 6 marks. So handwriting might not be that important, but concept is very important. Okay. And then give alternative answers. There will be a lot of times that any question might want alternative answers. So in AFM, in my attempt November 24, there was a question which was not clear. So what I did, I gave an answer 420 lakhs. Okay. And then again, I told कि in this case discount rate is given, the cash flows are discounted and equated with X. ठीक है. उसके बाद में I wrote assuming discount rate at 10%. If the discount rate is not given and assuming at 10%, this is the answer. So I gave two answers. So whatever the answer the evaluator might seem to be right as per the suggested answer, he will take that. All right. And then was the last part, how to architect success. See, it's very easy. Everyone breaks down. Exams are just a part of life, not life. As Kothari sir said, exams are just a part of life. There is a lot of things ahead. Once you're done with the exams, there is placement. Once you're done with the placement, there is a new company. Once you're done with the new company, there is again a jump to another company. So something or the other keeps going on. So it's okay to break down, but just what is important is how do you learn from it? How do you learn whatever mistakes and how do you come back in life is what I feel is important. And many people think pressure is a problem, but no, pressure is not a problem. Pressure is a privilege. For me, I idolize Virat Kohli as my idol because I've seen him grow since 2013-14 when he took up the captainship of the Test cricket team, and his dip in the post 2019 era. For me, I used to feel if this guy who is so big and who failed a lot of times after 2019, if he can come back and it's such a bang, then I can do a lot of things. And he once set a line, pressure is a privilege, and that hit me. Anytime I used to feel there is a lot of pressure, there is a lot of work, there is a lot of things to study, there is this, there is that. I used to feel like, no, Hiram, you are privileged. Be happy that you're in the pressure, because pressure is given to people who are able to absorb that. And once you absorb it, you become a better person. And see, next, what is important? What is one more thing important in your preparation journey is to create a vision. In my C intermediate, I never had a vision. My vision was Hiram, clear exam, be happy. In final, I made a vision, Hiram, not just clearing exam. You need to get AR1. Think big, you will achieve big. So always have a vision. Thinking big is very important. Many people might tell you कि इतना मत सोचो. This is a huge, this is a lot. Like, how can you visualize this thing? But then you should have that belief in yourself that no, if I am keeping this as my vision, this is important for me and I will achieve this. Have that attitude. Win is yours, near or later. You might fail this attempt. Okay. You might fail next attempt. Okay. But in the third attempt, you will pass. So win is yours only. It is just waiting for the right time. And for all the manifestation to occur, there were three important things which I felt. One is speak good. Whatever you're doing in your life, since you wake up, since you sleep, and even in your dreams, speak good. Whatever you're doing, say you're speaking to your parents, speak good. You're speaking to your friends, speak good. You're speaking to the maid in your house, speak good. Whatever you're doing, if you're speaking about someone else in a conversation, speak good. Because whatever you tell no, your subconscious accepts it. कि हाँ ये अच्छा हो रहा है. If you tell कि that guy is not good, what your subconscious mind accepts it's not good, and that subconscious mind will make you not good. And say if you're saying that guy's excellent, he studies good, and I can take inspiration from him, your subconscious mind will say yes, Hiram, yes, you can take inspiration from him. You will also study good, and good things start happening with your life. And surround yourself with good people. I had the privilege to have such friends with me. Like, they used to motivate me a lot. They had that confidence in me more than I had in myself that this guy will get AR1. Okay. So that thing affects a lot, and this motivates you. And daily affirmations. See, these are very simple things. Every time you wake up, tell this is a wonderful day of my life. And today I'm going to achieve a lot of things. Don't be like, abhi वापस से 6 बज गई है. Abhi when I wake up again, I'll have to do a lot of things. I'll have to study. No. Be happy that you got a day. Be happy that you are able to survive today. First of all, that you did not die yesterday and you're able to survive, because life is first of all a big thing, right? Be grateful for that. Once you're grateful for your life, you will start feeling grateful for each and everything. Like, see, what I used to do, I used to start feeling grateful for everything I have. If I have a laptop, I'm grateful that I have a laptop, because this laptop helps me a lot in making this presentation, in connecting me with you. This is a very small thing, but we don't realize, right? In our day-to-day life, there are a lot of things which you already have, but we think that this is just normal, but we don't tend to be grateful towards that. This is what I want to convey now. Ki be grateful towards everything, from a phone till a laptop to a big bungalow you have. Be grateful for everything. If you're grateful for anything, you get more of it, is what I would want to say. And towards the last, manifestation. See, whatever I said, you put your vision in line, you speak good, you be grateful for everything you want, and manifest it. Keep goal clear. This is something which I made 6 months before my exam. So this was a funny incident which happened at my home. So my mom was not at home, and my dad saw me making this, and he was like, "Acha, okay, कुछ बना रहा है, time pass कर रहा है." And I suddenly drew the entire wall, and he was like, "अभी तो color कराना था." I had to color the entire house. Now what do? I told that you color it after 6 months. Let me just focus on my exams right now. And so he asked me, how much you are aiming for? I said I'm aiming for AR1, and I'm aiming for 579 marks. He asked me, how much does AR1 normally get? I said 500 marks. He was like, AR1 को नॉर्मली 500 आता है, हाउ विल यू स्कोर 579? लाइक ओके, AR1 को आता होगा, आई विल गेट हाईएस्ट मार्क्स which never anyone has ever got. Then my dad said, like, okay, if you're aiming for it, aim for it, you will achieve it. That gave me confidence. And I was like, abhi I will aim. If my dad is with me, if my mom is with me, my friends are with me, and I am with myself, I will aim for highest, and let's see what happens. See, if you aim till here, no, you will fall here. If you aim till here only, you will fall even less. So I aimed for 579, I got 508. For you, if you are not able to clear, aim for, I would say, 60 plus in every subject. You will at least pass. If you want a rank, aim for 80 plus in every subject. You will get at least 75. If you want 80 plus in all, aim for 90 plus in all. So that is how it normally happens. If you aim high, you will fall a bit down, right? And this was something about the architect success point of thing. And yeah, I would like you all to shoot your questions, because this had been a one-way conversation till now. I think I have just 4 minutes more till it ends. Anyone, if they want to speak up, can put in the chat box, can put in the Q&A section. Open for it.
Sir, we have a question from Siddesh. The question is, can you please elaborate subject-wise 1.5 day strategies specifically for audit, IDT, and DT?
See, elaborating it won't be feasible right now, but I would share my Excel, which I made for all the 5 subjects. 1.5 day strategy is very simple here. See, you divide your entire time, 20 hours, into each and every chapter. I used to micromanage myself. Like, this chapter you give just 5 minutes, this chapter you give 20 minutes, this chapter you give 30 minutes. That is how you create. And what I follow, you should not follow, because I followed it for myself. Like, it was curated for me. So, आपका अलग होगा, मेरा अलग होगा, is what I would say.
And sir, we have another question. The question is, how many mock tests and which one to choose wisely?
Give at least 200% mock tests, and which one to choose, as in which test series provider to choose, or what?
I'm not sure. The
Not
question
sure.
is
Okay.
not
So
specific.
that depends. I took from CA test series, but I'm not endorsing them because they were not so good in the correction aspect, but the test papers at least were good. Any more questions? See, take this time. Whatever you want to ask, ask. I used to capitalize on these opportunities. Like, there are senior anchors who have been coming with a lot of experience. I used to ask whatever used to come into my mind. So that would help me in some or the other way. Ask whatever you want. Okay, there's a question. What is your approach to learning? Like, there can be n number of strategic mindset each person holds, but what makes someone stand out is approach, and I admire for being one of them. Thank you so much. So it would be helpful if you could share what is the approach and mindset you hold throughout your learnings and unlearnings irrespective of academic line. Let's say subject or the work you do. Okay, let's talk about subjects. So see, for me, my push or my motivation towards learning was very simple. So today, if I start working on something, right? Today, I have this target, 12 hours of entire study sessions. These chapters are something which I need to accomplish. Okay. So now, for me, the core motivation would be what vision I have set for myself. So my mindset would be towards achieving that vision in the entire day. But what would happen practically is, after you have studied for say 4 to 5 hours or 6 hours or 7 hours, that thing would hit me कि कितना पढ़ना है यार? How much do I study more? I've been studying since like 2 to 3 months now, and I have to study more 2 to 3 months. If I keep studying, then I'll be done. This is not something which I'm enjoying. At that point of time, what I used to tell myself, see, Heramb, this AR1 is your vision, but if you not study now, there is someone in entire India, in some state, in some city, in some area, in some home, in some room, who is studying more than you. And if you don't study, that guy or that girl will occupy your place where you want to be. And after the exam, you will regret that अगर मैं पढ़ लेता तो मेरे को ये रैंक आ जाता और इसको रैंक आ गया है अभी. So that regret I never wanted. So for me, there is one simple mantra: never regret later, always regret before. There was something also. डिसिप्लिन इज बेटर देन रिग्रेट, और ऐसा कुछ कोट था, तो आई रेड दैट कि हाँ भाई, डिसिप्लिन इज इंपॉर्टेंट, नॉट रिग्रेट. ऐसे व्हाट वाज योर अप्रोच फॉर थियरी सब्जेक्ट? सी, थियरी ऑडिट वाज समथिंग व्हिच वाज वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर मी. सो व्हाट आई यूज्ड टू डू, स्टडीड एवरी डे. जो मैंने ऑलरेडी बोला कि हार्ड वर्क इन थियरी सब्जेक्ट्स is important. Like, go through each and everything at least 5 times before exam so that you are thorough with it. Yeah.
So there's one question. Can you explain on how to practice the MCQs?
How to practice the MCQs? Okay, so you can see the easiest way to practice MCQs is once you're done with any chapter, whatever you have studied, go to the ICAI portal, BS Knowledge portal. वहाँ पे compendium होता है, case study bank होता है. Practice those MCQs. That's more than enough.
And how to increase focus apart from meditation?
How to increase focus? Yeah, honestly, I know only meditation because I applied that. So I may not be the right person to answer other ways. But sure, meditation is something which you can implement. How is your articleship experience helpful in finance preparation and exams? A lot helpful. I did two Ind-AS audits and one Ind-AS adoption. So that helped me in FR. I did a lot of tax litigations that helped me in direct tax, not in indirect tax. And yeah, ये दो subjects में बहुत ज़्यादा help हुई थी. And audit, obviously. I did a lot of audit, but audit anyways, it's theory. So practical और theory में कुछ इतना होता नहीं है. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn or my mail ID as well. I'm just putting it in the chat box. If you have any questions later, we can connect one-on-one as well. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience. Thank you so much, BCS, for inviting me here. It was a great experience. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to Heramb Maheshwari sir for sharing his journey and practical strategies in the session. Your real life experiences and effective learning approach will surely help many students to prepare for their exams. I would like to move further. Before we start with the panel discussion on CA Pariksha Pe Charcha, let me introduce our moderator and panelist. So the moderator for the session is CA Utsav Shah. He is a seasoned finance professional with over a decade of experience across investment banking, taxation, and assurance. He is a chartered accountant, DISA certified, and MCOM graduate, and has cleared CFA level 2. He serves as a committee member of HRD committee and convener of the FCA study circle, and is a regular speaker at leading institutions including ICAI, BCAS, and Mithai College. Currently, he is a partner at Finamix Capital LLP, advising on structured finance, fundraising, and strategic transactions. We have four panelists with us. The first panelist is CA Nidhish Naik. He has secured All India Rank 16 in the CA final examination held in September 2025. He's a proven leader. He has organized the Nasik MUN and has led firm-wide technical trainings on India's building his professional foundation by leading audit teams for multi-core entities at Hari Bhakti and Company. A second panelist is CA Ansh Bhorawat, who has secured an All India rank 28 in the CA final examination, which was held in September 2025. He has completed his articleship at Bansi S. Mehta and Company, where he worked in the merger and acquisition valuation domain. He has hands-on experience in valuation of equity shares, purchase price allocation, and valuation of intangible assets, contributing to a wide range of professional engagements in the field. Third, we have CA Naman Gupta, who has secured an All India rank in CA final examination held in September 2025. He is currently pursuing his articleship with Grant Thornton in the valuations practice, where he gained hands-on experience in financial modeling, business valuation, and financial analysis. Fourth, we have CA Anjali Shukla, who has secured an All India rank 46 in the CA final examination held in September 2025. She completed her articleship at Borkar and Muzumdar, where she gained extensive experience in internal and statutory audits of banks and NBFCs. Anjali is committed to continuous learning and brings a blend of technical proficiency and practical exposure. Now I would like Utsav sir to continue. Thank you.
Thank you, Sakshi, for inviting all the rank holders. And without wasting much time, let's get to the point. We'll have a super over. And I'd like to ask a quick question to all four panelists. Question is pretty simple. What inspired you to take up CA and what kept you motivated throughout the CA journey? Nidhish, I'd like you to start and share your experience so that audience can have advantage of listening to you.
Yes, sir. So basically, the start was inspired by my mother. She wanted me to pursue this field. So I joined CA, I started my foundation journey, and I realized that I'm good at this. So I am someone who was not academically very strong. But when I joined CA, I just realized that I am good at this and I am able to score very well. So and like on a funnier note, like as a person, I do like telling people how they can make improvements or how they are wrong at something. And as an auditor, that is something you get to do a lot. So that helped me gain my interest in CA and just kept on going and just loved it. So scored an all India rank in my final.
Oh, excellent. Naman, can we have your story?
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, Naman.
So, to be honest, CA was not never a predetermined choice. So, I have evaluated various career options after my 10th standard, and like through the process of elimination, determined CA to be a suitable path for me. What kept me motivated is that I am someone who has this fear of failure. So, this actually helps me keep consistent throughout this journey and help me secure an all India rank.
Okay, excellent. Anjali, what about you? Can we have your
Okay.
side?
So I'm a person who is not from a CA background. So I did not have anybody to guide me like how do I proceed in this journey. But I have always been a person who wanted a hang of every different field. So CA is a field wherein you have exposure to audit, taxation, consulting. You can go into any field. So I do not want myself to be restricted to a single path. So I chose CA as a journey. And So that's how. And secondly, what I loved about CA was the idea of growth. So every different phases of CA will teach you something different. So articles will teach you something different, and the study period will teach you something different. So the idea of me getting a better version of myself was how I stay motivated during my CA final.
It is excellent to hear that person from non-CA background securing an AIR in CA final examination. Ansh, what's your take?
I'm audible.
Yes, Ansh.
Uh, even I am from a non-CA background, first CA in my family. My uncle always wanted someone to some CA to be in the family, so that was first push which helped me join this course. And secondly, what kept me motivated was that love for accounting and mainly accounting and then finance. And secondly, the continuous engrossing which the course has. After inter, you go for articleship, you have studies. It's a full packed day. If the day is full packed and engrossed, that is the day I enjoy the most. So that engrossingness and the busyness helps always kept me motivated.
Excellent, Ansh. Uh, I'll have second question for all of you. What is one success mantra you want every CA aspirant to remember? Ansh, we'll start with you only. It seems Ansh has poor network. Ansh, are we audible?
Sir, now you are.
So what is one success mantra you want every CA aspirant to remember?
Be consistent and take this course as a course. Matlab, look it like any other course. Stick to the syllabus, stick to the plan, and be normalize things. Many a times I've seen people they over fantasize things. So that is the issue. They not focus on the basic minute things, which is quite needed. So keep it simple and keep it to the point, even when you're studying.
Ansh believes that consistency is the key. Anjali, what about you?
So even I agree with Ansh. So consistency beats intensity. So it's not about studying for long hours, but it's mostly it's about consistency. You have to show up every day and you have to be consistent with that. So small efforts will compound over time and your doubt will definitely turn into confidence. So that's what I do.
Uh, Nidhish, can we have your take?
So I believe the most important thing is self-confidence. You let it be studies, let it be anything. You have to have confidence in order to succeed. Like I would say, external motivation is temporary, but discipline is permanent. You need self-discipline and confidence. You'll get like ace in everything.
Correct. Naman, can we have your insights?
So I completely agree with Nidhish. So self-confidence is very important. One should trust their capabilities and keep going. And also, as CA students, we often face too much pressure. So I want everybody to remember that pressure is actually a privilege. It helps you move out of your comfort zone and push your boundaries. So yeah, embrace this journey and keep going.
Sum up, there are only 4 steps. One is discipline, self-confidence, small steps, and be prepared to take some pressure to motivate yourself. Moving ahead, and I think the agenda or the motto is very clear that up ki bar for every students, up ki bar AIR tayyar is what I believe the panelists want to say, that follow the small steps, and it is not very difficult to clear CA exams or to secure rank there. Now I'll ask individual questions to each one of you so that we have an holistic outcome of your experiences. So my first question will be to Nidhish. When did you start your serious preparations? Did you follow any classes or did you do self-study? And according to you, which resources worked best for you?
Yes. To answer your first question, fortunately or unfortunately, our attempt was preponed. So
Oh,
we had like very less time. But in the last 3.5 months, I started studying seriously. We went on our study leave, and I luckily I had not done my advanced ITT, so I got half a month early. Like I got half a month, 15 days more time to study. So in the morning, I took the Bhayandar batch. I used to travel all the way to Bhayandar from Andheri, 7 o'clock batch. So just so that the rest of the day could be free. So I started studying at what 12 or 1 o'clock. 1:30 I used to come home. I started studying all day till late night. I used to study, barely get 4 or 5 hours of sleep. But after that, once I came home, once I came for my study leave, I fixed a routine. I started studying rigorously. I set a proper plan. I included 1 hour for myself, where 1 hour I went to the gym, and that kept my mind fresh. Coming to the self study or classes, for 2 subjects, that is FR and audit, I did not take classes. This is a very personal approach, but I believe that helped me because I started self studying early. In our course, as much as you take the best classes, but at the end of the day, it is all about self study. You need to practice, you need to practice, you need to practice. And about the resources, I believe all the faculties have brilliant notes, but ICI module is the Bible. I am a very big promoter of ICI modules. My last two revisions were completely from the ICI module, and I would say ICI has done a very good job in that. So you should follow the ICI module because it will also help you in your paper 6. Because there have been so many questions where I could just remember very easily that, oh, I have seen this on this page, and I can flip through the pages and easily find the question rather than following any index approach. So for reading from the module, solving questions from the module was a good approach for me.
correct. Thank you so much, Nidhish. Anjali, what role did articleship or industrial training play in your conceptual clarity and exam preparedness?
Okay, so I'm completing my articles from Borkar and Muzumdar in audit domain. So so the application of standards and auditing in the audit. So whenever I used to audit, so there was testing of controls, application of standards and auditing. So this was something which built my approach and made my understanding more practical rather than just theoretical. Secondly, managing deadlines and handling client pressure. So this was something which will help you in your study break period to handle pressure. So moving forward, when I say so, articleship also helps with retention because whatever you have done in your audit or whatever you have done or gain experience during your articleship will definitely help you recalling concepts during a study period. So this will definitely help you strengthen your approach whenever you are studying for finals.
Great, Anjali. So we believe that role of your principal or articleship firm is very critical in your exam preparedness. Ansh, what was your daily routine like? How many hours did you study and how did you scale up?
Daily routine per se, I'm more of a morning person. So I used to start my studies morning 6 o'clock, and I used to study till 9, 10, taking breaks after every 2 to 3 hours for lunch, dinner, high tea, and mind freshing. I never counted it in the terms of hours. The my main purpose was whatever the my end goal of the particular day or a particular week is, that should be achieved. But mainly my hours, mainly I used to study in broad daylight. Uh, I used to take one thing which I've constantly kept. Telling everyone who asks me that, please have a proper sleep schedule. If you are habitual to sleeping 5 hours, please sleep 5 hours. If you want a sleep of 8 hours, please sleep 8 hours. I used to sleep 6.5 hours across my study leave, even at the time of my exam. Not a hour less, not a hour more. So keep that sleep schedule very much clear and focus more on the content coverage than hours.
Right, sir. Having a proper sleep is key for long-term study. Uh, and Naman, I would like to ask you, how did you plan your short-term and long-term targets? Did you have any differentiation, or were they same, and how they were in shape and complement to each other?
So I do not personally have the habit of making or planning my schedule down to every minute. So I was very clear. So for each day, I have to cover these many topics. So I used to have a daily target, and along with these daily target, I also used to have this broad timeline wherein I have set clear timelines for, like, I will complete my first revision by so and so date, second revision by so and so date. So a broad roadmap is definitely required. One thing I would recommend is to keep some buffer days to account for contingencies, because unexpected situations or unproductive days are just inevitable, and buffer days will help you keep your broader plan intact.
Correct, Naman. Anjali, what was the most challenging subject for you, and any specific strategy you adopted to overcome the same?
Okay, so the most challenging subject that I feel that every CA student faces is audit. So for audit, studying for 6 to 7 days straight is not something which I was fond of. So I changed my strategy totally, and what I started was, so from day one of my study period till the very end, I used to study audit daily for 3 to 4 hours in the morning. So that was something which kept me connected with the subject, and the subject felt fresh, and I was not entirely bored of that subject. Secondly, audit is something which when you read, you will still feel easy, but when it comes to writing, you don't know how to start or how to begin with it. So writing practice is a must. Third, talking about audit, so you need not memorize word by word every content. It's about memorizing or recalling the right set of keywords. So what my approach for audit was, daily consistent 3 to 4 hours revision. Second was writing practice, and third was recalling the right set of keywords.
I think this will help a lot of students to overcome their fear over any specific subject. Nidhish, we like to have your take on mock test. What is your approach to mock test?
So, what I believe is gave my mock tests as soon as possible. So as soon as my first revision was done, I might have been 60% ready, but I still decided to give my first mock test. Whatever I score, even if you fail, it is completely okay. You have a lot of time to work on it, but at least you know where you're standing. So after every revision cycle, like revising 5 subjects or 6 subject as well sometimes. So after every revision cycle, I would give one mock test, so that helped me to know where I am in my preparation. So that is one thing which I followed. And second, mock tests, I believe you should at least give 2 or 3 mock tests which are checked professionally by some, let's say, institute, or the ICI's mock tests, or there are so many people who are channels who have their mock test series. So you should give at least 2 of them before you give your paper. And apart from that, you can give as many mock tests as you can, self checked by yourself, but at least 2 should be checked professionally. I believe that.
You believe that playing test matches is very critical before having the final match.
Very
Huh.
true.
Naman, what was your revision plan? So, according to you, how many revision is required or should be done, and any specific technique you used to follow to prepare your summary notes?
So, in my opinion, 3 rounds of revision works very well. Obviously, if someone has more time, they can plan more revisions because more the better. But since our exams got preponed, even fitting 3 revisions was a challenge. So my broad 3 revision breakup would be for like 55, around 55 days for first revision, 40 days around for second revision, and 25 days for third revision, and then 7 to 8 days to buffer days to account for any contingencies. Coming to summary notes, so I personally do not prepare summary notes because I want my revisions to be thorough and exhaustive. Also, I believe the faculty notes are very concise and well structured, so summary is was not required, I felt. But I definitely used sticky notes, highlighters to highlight the important points, keywords, which helped me make my subsequent revisions smoother and focused.
Thank you so much for your insights, Naman. And how did you prepare? See, the last day before the exam is the most critical day in every student's life. So, Ansh, if you can guide us that what is to be done in day before exam and how do you stay mentally stable and calm during and after each paper?
So first and foremost advice is before you start for any paper, forget whatever you have done in the last paper. For that is the most crucial thing. If you start discussing or check your answers from the gone paper, you will end up in a bigger mess in the next paper. So always just take that question paper and put it aside. First thing I'll always advise is not to look at the gone paper. Secondly, across your study leave, please have that calculation of 25 hours. In that 1.5 days, you will have around 24 to 25 hours. That is the most crucial calculation, especially in subjects like tax and audit. If you are not able to revise it in those days, then you'll not be able to reproduce very well any topic in the exam. So always have a calculation, probably at the second or the third round of revision. Have a tentative idea, broad idea. Okay, I'll give this amount of time to a particular topic, this amount of time to a particular topic, and see it sums up to 25 or not. If it is exceeding, look on those topics, do an extra round of revisions of particular topic. You should have a proper plan of how you should separate a 25 those 25 hours topic wise, and take proper sleep. That's what I'll again repeat.
Your entire 3 4 months effort depends upon a day before exam. So plan that very well. See, and Nidhish, how did you handle social media? I think that is the most critical thing for Gen Zs today. So we'll be keen to know that did you completely stop it or used it frequently or it was pretty normal?
So I was off all social medias. I did a complete detox, but not for the basic reason of time. Like I didn't believe I could, I didn't believe that it was a waste of time completely, because you need some time where you can just do nothing or do time pass, scroll reels meaninglessly. That is a good outlay. But Instagram like basically Instagram is the most used social media. Instagram is a place where everyone posts the best, happiest moments of their life. So you won't see anyone cribbing on Instagram. So that demotivates you a little bit, because 3 months you're just at your home, you're doing nothing, you're just studying, studying, and and at that time everyone in your life will go out somewhere. Everyone is going on trips, everyone is going to Shimla, Manali, Dubai, whatever. So that is something that distracts you, that you feel like, why am I even doing this? Why can't I enjoy my teenage, my the days where I can go out? That is why I went off Instagram. I thought that I wanted some peace in my life. So that is one reason why I would like everyone to be off Instagram for 3 months, so that you do not get the feeling that maybe I am wasting my time. That demotivates you from studying.
Correct. Naman, our next question will be to you. And what advice will you give to students who have faced setbacks and how they can bounce back stronger?
So with a passing percent of approximately 15%, so CA journey naturally brings setbacks for many of us at some point of the state, at some point of our CA journey. So to all those who haven't cleared, my advice would be to remember that this does not define your capabilities. Approach your next attempt with complete focus, sincerity, and conviction, and with the mindset that this will be your final one. Ultimately, I would say that believe in yourself, and success is far more closer than it seems.
Thank you so much. Uh, Questions. There are few questions from the audience, and I'll surely cover them by the end of the session. And what are your tips to stay calm and composed during 3 hours of your examination without any distractions, staying super focused? What was your secret mantra for the same?
First and foremost is have your simple target. Whenever I used to get my question paper, I used to look for those 50 marks, which I know the best. Rank, getting high marks, everything is aside. First, look for 50 marks which you want to clear off, aggregate and individually. So take small leaps, find the things which you know, and trust me, if you are finding a paper difficult, it is not difficult for you. Across the India, everyone is facing the same paper. So even if it's a difficult paper, write, attempt. Many people looking at the difficult paper, they just don't write and spend time just thinking. So write as much as you can. Trust me, institute will always give you 50, 60 to 70 marks, which are quite manageable. It is just hidden. Find those marks. Look at the basic funda first, and then go whatever. Then write ahead, getting 70 exemption, whatever it is. But first, find 50 marks and have a composed mind.
Oh, we have like the secret that scoring 60, 70 marks is not a challenge. So focus on the broader pie rather than focusing on the smaller pie. Anjali, after hearing Nidhish, we believe that taking small breaks is important. But what should be the intensity? When should it be taken? And what sort of leisure activities should students undertake so that their focus on the exam is not compromised, at the same time they are rejuvenated?
Okay, so for me, taking breaks were equally important, like studying. So what I used to do was I used to link my breaks with the natural routine, like snack time or lunch, dinner. So I used to watch any comfort show of mine and take a escape from the mental pressure a bit. So also I had a 1 hour dedicated break session where I used to focus on my physical and mental health. So either I used to exercise or used to go for a walk or play badminton or meditation. So anything which works for you could be done. So after that, so that 1 hour made a huge difference in my routine. I used to come back fresh and could start my studies with a fresh mindset. So what I feel is whenever you're feeling stuck, instead of forcing yourself to study, you can just go for a 5 or 10 minute break and come back with a fresh mindset and a better concentration. That's what I believe.
And we believe that success is never achieved individually, it's always a team's effort. So, in your case, what role did your family, friends, and mentors, principal play throughout the journey?
See, my role of family is profound and the most impactful. See, my part was very simple. I just had to sit at my study table and study. It was everything but my family. Let me tell you, I don't have to go down to my building for even a simple thing. If be it printouts, being Xerox, any stationery, I just have to message my brother, and everything was at available for me. So my family, everyone in the family was cautious. Everyone in the family was aware. The room was locked. No one used to disturb me. So my part was quite straight and simple. I used to study. My family was adjusting in every aspects of things, and my friends, especially my workplace colleagues, they have been quite greatly supportive. I should not. Everyone at my workplace has been very much supportive. Even my examination were near, since they knew that it has been preponed. uh, they automatically used to give me less work. They used to allow me to go early. So my work as well, I've been quite lucky. That team in which I've worked across my 3 years, they've been a fabulous team, quite supportive. So I owe everything to my family and the friends.
Great, great, great. And Naman, uh, if you can guide us on, apart from studies, what sort of habits helped you to increase your concentration and consistency?
So, like I would say maintaining your health is extremely important in this journey. So I would recommend one thing to all CA aspirants having their exams around the corner, to undergo a comprehensive health checkup to timely cure any deficiencies which might later create trouble in your preparation. Next would be follow a simple and balanced diet, avoid oily foods to sort of avoid fatigue and drowsiness. And I personally have this habit of studying these theory subjects while walking, so it helps me keep alert and active. And yeah, that's it.
Maintaining good health automatically improves your concentration as well as your consistency.
Very true.
Nidhish, if you can guide us on what did you do differently that helped you to secure a rank and which can be adopted by other students as well.
So, three
What was
things.
the distinguishing factor?
Yeah. Three things. First is self-confidence. It is very important. You cannot, for a single day, think that ये मेरे से नहीं होगा. That is not the approach that is going to get you a rank or even help you become a CA. You need to have the confidence that I can do it, and I am not different. I am not different from the AIR one, because I can also be that. He's doing he has the same 24 hours as me. I can do what he's doing. Second is practice. Lots and lots and lots of practice. You need to give mock tests. You need to give as many mock tests as you can. I cannot emphasize this more, because I myself, I would not lie, I have given 33 papers, like total, not each subject, that is a big thing, but 30, I have given 33 papers. I just calculated it yesterday to tell you guys. I believe that that is what helped me give the last push across the line. And the third thing is time management. You need to keep your revisions as crisp as possible, because in the last you only have 1.5 days. ICI will not say that he takes 7 days for a revision, so let's give him more. You are going to get 1.5 days, so you have to plan your revision in such a manner that your last revision should be only 2 days or 3 days maximum, 3 days per subject. So that is what will help you, because the last 1.5 days are very crucial. You have to study your 2 years of articleship and 3 months, 3 or 4 months of study leave. All comes down to the last 1.5 days. So plan those 1.5 days. Keep your revision short and give lots of papers. All the best.
Anjali, while preparing, did you ever felt that you were heading towards a rank and what all emotions did you experience?
Honestly, during my preparation, I never felt that I was heading towards a rank because, as Nidhish mentioned, that my attempt was November 25 and then it preponed to September. So I did not know because I was initially planning for a later attempt, but then it came to September, so I had a lot to cover in less time. So for me, the journey wasn't about expecting a rank. It was about to be consistent and be disciplined and to show up daily and for consistent efforts. That's what I believe. Uh, Secondly, sometimes when you stop chasing result and rank and start trusting your effort, the result will definitely come in your favor.
कर्म करते चलो फल की चिंता मत करो.
Right.
Naman, how has securing a rank impacted your professional opportunities and career trajectory?
So, like, securing a rank definitely gives you an edge and helps you stand out among the larger pool of qualified chartered accountants. So I still remember within a week of our results, I even all the rankers have started receiving calls from Big Fours and many other organizations. Even large corporates have these management trainee programs which is specifically designed for rankers, which open doors for unique career pathways. So overall, rank would definitely help you accelerate the professional opportunities and help you achieve your dream job.
Has your life changed post securing a rank or is it the same?
No, it has completely changed.
Okay. An's last question to you. If you have to give one straight piece of advice for aspirants giving their upcoming attempt, what would it be?
I'll end this with one of the quote which genuinely helped me way back when my inter CA preparations after my foundation exam. My faculty told me self pity is the biggest enemy. So please don't pity on yourself. keep working, stop thinking, but stop looking at what your colleagues and everyone is doing. Don't pity yourself and just keep on doing things continuously. Keep on doing things. Many a times we think a lot, and that thinking takes away the entire main crux of working. So think less and keep on doing things, and definitely we'll see the result. That is it for my side.
Uh, Thank you so much, Ansh. Uh, we have a question from audience, and if audience wishes to ask any further questions, please drop the message in the chat box. So, any specific techniques to increase your concentration, and if Ansh, you can guide them.
First, of course, you can after you can meditate. That is what Heerav also mentioned. And secondly, concentration and focus. Always have a simple motivation. My motivation to study every day was quite simple as a schoolboy. That I have to complete the syllabus. You see, if you don't complete syllabus and revise, you'll not clear the exam. It is as simple as that. Every day I have the same motivation. And secondly, the second motivation is even if any day I've planned a particular topic, I've been never able to complete that topic. So I'm always on a lag. That lag also helped me a lot to be more, work more focus on the next day. So that lag pressure has always helped me. That is what worked out great for me.
Pressure is not always bad. It can be devised in a positive manner as well. Any further question by any of the attendees? Well, I think we can conclude this panel discussion. We had a great time hearing all the four rank holders and their insights. And we thank all the four panelists for carving out time and guiding students on how things can be changed.
Okay, we got one question. What is recommended strategy for paper 6, that is IBS?
Naman, if you can answer the same.
So paper 6 is like the one of the most unpredictable papers. So actually as such किसी को पता नहीं है क्या पढ़ना है, सब लोग हवा में तीर मार रहे हैं. So basically, first of all, the very important thing for IBS would be preparing index especially for law and costing, because we do not have the time to go through law and costing in depth because they are already been taken care of at the SPOM level. So having detailed index of law and costing would definitely help, and not just preparing index but also going through them twice or thrice before your exams to at least remember what all topics are there in law and costing. And as far as other 5 subjects are concerned, we have a pretty detailed understanding of those subjects while preparing for those respective subjects, so those will not be an issue. Additionally, you all can practice case studies. I would advise to write and practice, or maybe if you're not building that discipline, give a mock or two to have that discipline of actually writing and actually finding and writing the answers. And time management plays a very important role in IBS exams, because I'm sure many of the students face these problem. The paper is very lengthy, and many of them tend to leave approximately of 15-20 marks, which is very huge. So I would suggest to please appear for mocks and practice case studies as much as you can.
Nidhish, students want to know how to plan studies in last 30 days.
So basically, you should not do anything new. Follow the revision patterns which you have followed earlier. Last 30 days is just you refreshing all your memory. So first 15 days you can maybe focus towards revisions. One, like allocate days as per, do a reverse calculations, like start by doing IDT first, then DT, that way. So you do a reverse calculation that helps you, so that when you till the time you come to the last revision, you are ready for FR. So that is one thing I used to follow from school. Always start from the last paper coming to the first paper. Then again I'll repeat, don't do anything new. Do the same revision patterns which has helped you in your previous revisions, and resolve all your mistakes from your first revision. Please make a note of all the mistakes which you have made, and that book should you should read it before your papers and every revision. That will help you a lot. And you should focus on the important questions which you have already marked. So solve your important questions, resolve all your mistakes, read the mistakes which you have already made, and just do the revision the way revision which has helped you. You have to do the same. Don't do anything new. That's all.
Aditya wants to ask Anjali, what was your approach to score an exemption in CA final audit, and how did it summed up in 1.5 days?
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, for audit, there are two important things. First is the revision, and the second is writing practice. So you need to, like for every other subject, I had a count that I have done 4 revision of this particular subject. But for audit, there was no such number because I used to do it daily, consistently, so that I feel connected with that subject. So you need to have multiple revision so that you get a hang of that audit language. Second is writing practice. You need to give as many marks as you can for the audit subject. So that's the only thing.
Thank you so much for your comments, Anjali.
So there is one question from Darshana Naik. How to memorize DT provisions? If you could anyone speak about it.
So I'll take this up. You don't need to memorize the sections, first thing. I don't think I've written a single section in my entire answer sheet. But the thing is, you need to apply those concepts practically. That will help you a lot. You need to practice the questions that are there. First approach is read the theory, read the theory notes of any faculty which you've taken. So immediately after the reading the theory of each chapter, solve all the questions. You don't need to solve each and every question. You don't need to write it down, but you need to solve each and every question so that you get the answer on your calculator at least. So scribble revisions are very important. It will help you save time, and you'll be able to cover more. So and papers, because past papers will help you understand what is the flow of questions, what kind of questions come, which is the first question, which is the second question that has come all the time. So that will help you understand the pattern. It will help you save time in the exam as well.
Okay, I couldn't see any questions from the people. So on behalf of Bombay Chartered Accountants Society Student Committee, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each one of you for being part of today's insightful session, CA Pariksha Pe Charcha. A sincere thanks to our esteemed speaker panelists, CA Utsav sir, Nidhish Naik, Naman Gupta, Ansh Bhorawat, Anjali Shukla. Sorry, I couldn't put CA in front of a Nidhish Naik and Naman Gupta. So that is moderator for sharing valuable insight and experience, and to the HRD committee of BCS for their constant support in making this event a success. To our wonderful audience, thank you for your active participation and enthusiasm throughout the session. Before we conclude, we request you to stay connected with the BCS and join us for upcoming programs, that is L&D Bootcamp on New Income Tax, AI and Tech Ki Pathshala. We look forward to seeing you again at our future initiative. We like to invite you one of our biggest event, that is Tarang, which will be conducted in Feb month. So we are waiting for you all. And if you have any query and anything else from BCS committee, you can contact or join us our BCS community, that is WhatsApp group that it is. Thank you and have a wonderful evening ahead.